Happy holidays and welcome back to Bandai Product and Figure Review, your one stop for everything models, tools, and figures alike. And in today's episode, we are going to be looking over the new Gundam Entry Grade model kit, which is none other than the Gundam Wing Entry Grade model in 1/44th scale. I've been actually looking forward to doing a review, and I've been actively looking for this one since it is the 30th anniversary of Gundam Wing. So this is going to be a really fun model to really just put together and see how simple this model really is. So without further ado, let's roll opening and take a look at the Gundam Wing Entry Grade. Here we have the box for the Gundam Wing, and this is already looking really nice. And we can actually see on here it says no glue, no tools, and it is colored parts. So a lot of the pieces should be able to just snap off very easily. And again, this is more of like gone through and panel lined a lot of the features on here, so there are probably going to be some stickers to cover some of these areas. Moving on to the side, we actually have it all nicely spaced right here on our box, and it just shows us our nice little runners, and yeah, and it does show us front and back for completion. So let's actually open this all up and take a look at all the parts that come with this model. With this being a entry-level model kit, we can see that everything is comprised into 3 individual runners, with runner A being comprised of multiple colored pieces. As we can see, we have parts of the shield, the wings, which are a nice little red color. We have also other parts of the wings, which is in a yellow, and we have various pieces here that could use a little bit of painting detail if you so choose to. Most likely I will do that and maybe a later video, but it looks like everything is looking really nice. And yeah, unfortunately it does not look like it came with any stickers, so it's going to be very interesting. But the fact that it does not come with stickers probably means there's going to be a lot of decent part separation, which I've noticed with the face, with the runner B, with a lot of its white armor pieces. So there's going to be a lot of nice opportunity to do a lot of panel lining. And moving on to runner C, we can actually see how the nice gray is on here, and this is primarily where we're going to have a lot of our backpack joints and our weapons, which also could be detailed with some paint and panel lining. Now moving on to the instruction manual, it's going to be a fairly simple instruction manual. It's going to go through all of the parts, and yeah, it's going to be a very simple construction process, and it shouldn't take you more than a few minutes to actually put this all together. And you can definitely see it has it where it's nicely separated, and it tells you roughly what runner and pieces to actually put all together. So since this one's not going to take too long to actually build, let's actually see what this thing looks like fully completed, and to see if it is really good for an entry grade model. And here we have the completed entry grade Gundam Wing, and I did this just as a quick straight build. There are no panel lining done. This is straight out of the box, and I'm actually pretty happy with actually how well it turned out. I did this kind of roughly as what the instruction says, without doing much of the nippers or doing any scraping away, and just to see exactly how well this will actually look just put together. So going over articulation wise, the head does rotate really nicely, and we can actually see fairly good detail with the head that we have here. And moving on to the arms, we actually have fairly good articulation actually, and so we do have a nice little claw feature right here that we see that can hold on to the weapon, just making it more iconic to the little grappler. So it just holds really nicely, just like how nice the detail is with that. The shoulders, like I was mentioning, do move fairly well in and out. Joints move in fairly good, and it does have a nice rotation that you can do. For the chest, it's on a nice little ball joint here, so it gives you good twisting articulation, as we can see here. So nice forwards, back, side to side. Front armor, this I accidentally snapped it, but you are able to do this little feature is with making the armor more articulated or having them be one solid piece. I accidentally snapped it, and allows me to have individual control over the armor. Now moving on to the legs, they do have a nice bend, and there is a cool little mechanic on here with the jet nozzle on the back portion of its thigh or calf here, where that actually has a tendency of actually rotating, as you can see. So that really is a nice little feature that I was not expecting from a more simpler model kit for that type of articulation. And it's the same with the other side as well, where you can actually angle that blaster up, or not jet nozzle up more. So that's actually really impressive that they actually did that. Now moving on to the backpack or its wings, they are fairly articulated, so they can come back into a standard position, so they can go just like that where it's back, or it can open up, so it doesn't rotate or anything like that. So it's kind of in this one fixed plane, but it does still give you all of the cool articulation that you might want, just like so, with everything that's going on here. I did notice that when it came to some of the feet joint, they seem to be kind of loose a little bit. So as we can see, one joint here on the foot is actually fairly good, but while this one is more extremely loose. Standing wise, I believe it can actually stand fairly well by itself, just like so. So it's looking really nice with it just being standing right here. And you could also use the blaster too. It does have the possibility of putting this on a stand. There is a nice little peg hole right here that you can put this on a nice little stand or a standee. And yeah, overall this is looking really nice. Alright everyone, that's going to conclude this unboxing and build review of the new Entry Grade Gundam Wing from Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. And I love how easy this was to build. And again, I did not do any panel lining, I did not do any major parts cleaning, or even painting anything on this model. This was just a complete straight build, chug it along, see how long it would take me. And I think it only took me about maybe 20-30 minutes to really put everything together. Definitely need to read the instructions, because even I made some mistakes with reversing some of the parts. Again, that's what happens when you try to do it really quickly. But overall, it was a solid build for what it is. It has a lot of potential for more detail that you can go with, a lot of raised lines, panel lining, and a lot of detail that you can physically add more into. So there is a plethora more than just what it looks like right now that you can do, which is great for those who are wanting to maybe start practicing on maybe painting detail work and stuff like that. And with this not being too expensive, it is a really good model kit to just pick up, and it's great for the holiday season, which is just around the corner. So if you need a present for someone who's wanting to get into modeling or is a Gundam fan that's just getting into the hobby, this is a perfect model for the holiday season. And I really do like how well it actually all turned out, and it didn't take me very long either. So my final opinion on the Gundam Wing Entry Grade is it is exactly what you're going to get, and it has a lot more, especially with all the articulation and the cool amount of detail that you can start adding on. And with that, this is going to conclude blah 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 blah. And with that, please like and subscribe. You guys are what's making this channel grow. And we are already at 441 subscribers based off of when this was recorded. And a special little announcement that I'm going to be doing on Christmas is I have a special announcement that I'm going to be making on December 25th, depending on all of what kind of cool stuff that I get for Christmas and the holidays that are coming up. So definitely look forward to that big news on the 25th of December. I may end up doing that as a live stream or a day of recording. So definitely look forward to that. And still, like and subscribe. I read those comments. Stay building, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.